Because the human group is capable and equal in ability.
The human group is not all capable and equal in ability. That's not true.
Because there's certain individuals that break that expectation, but
because there are certain individuals, yeah. So the human group is not all equally capable,
and I should just be able to play God and kill people.
The human group is not all equally capable.
No?
For example, you're retarded, right? Not every human being is retarded. They're not all equally capable. You're demonstrating it right now. You have no ability to like actually follow this argument.
Because you keep trying to like bring it back to the
I keep trying to bring it back to your argument. Your argument's stupid and retarded.
Whether or not individuals have abilities when I'm considering if I should morally consider the group.
I don't know why you extended it out and said it like a retard. Everything you say sounds like a retarded anyway. I don't know why you put on the voice.
Why are you mad?
Are you mad that I'm mad? You sound mad that I'm mad right now.
No.
I don't know. I'm just saying you kind of sound mad that I'm mad. Wait, aren't you coping about me being mad right now?
You're on your own show. You should have better control of this.
Wait, are you mad that I'm mad?
No.
Okay, it just kind of sounded like you were mad that I'm mad. That group is actually a better, that'd be a better classification.
As a whole has considered disabled people as a part of the whole human group.
Okay, so right? if we just all agreed that raping kids was okay, it'd be okay then, right? Like if everybody who wasn't retarded.
Actually, yes. If everybody agreed,
what?
Then yeah, it'd be okay. What? Are you trying to say that there's like objective morality and it's not?
What?
Are you like a?
Do you think that raping kids would be okay so long as everybody agreed in it? You actually just said that?
Well, how else would you be able to determine what is
Are
wrong
you
and
fucking
right?
insane?
You were calling me Mr. Girly in this conversation. Well, how the turntables? What the fuck? Unlike most people that I have funny back and forths with on Twitter, you came into the VC and we're doing the debate. It's gonna be an intense conversation. So I put out a tweet specifically saying that if it is wrong to rape an animal, if it is morally bad to rape an animal, barring externalities, right, it is just wrong to rape an animal. We can imagine situations where we're trying to isolate the act of raping an animal. If that is a wrong action, then it is also wrong to eat beef, right? That would be, or not even eat beef, but specifically to buy it from the meat industry. That these things, for one of them to be morally wrong, the other one is necessarily morally wrong. But yeah.
And I drew issue with that because it's a false equivalence. You are implying that the person is doing the raping towards the animal, but you know very well that isn't the truth. What you're trying to say is that because cows are necessarily the product of forceful penetration, then it is always going to be sort of raping an animal to actually get the meat, which I find no issue with raping an animal for breeding purposes.
Sure. So the problem is like I'm just not saying that I didn't even imply the person was raping the animal. I said if it is wrong to rape animals, it is also wrong to buy beef.
Yeah, but you know what you're doing when you say that statement.
Yeah, I'm saying it is wrong to rape animals and it is wrong to buy beef. And because it is wrong to rape animals, it is wrong to buy beef. I didn't say that you were raping the animal. Obviously, you're not going down to the farm, whipping out your cock, and then plowing that fucking cow. That's not happening.
Oh,
what I did with your mom last night is not happening.
But what I'm saying is,
cows there.
What I'm saying is that when you put that statement out there without specifying the circumstances, right?
The circumstances were buying beef.
It is intentionally rage bait. You know what you're doing. You're trying to get people to respond saying, well, I'm not a zoophile. And then you're like, but I never meant that. And
I did specify the circumstances.
You have them off on the wrong leg.
Yeah, the problem is I did specify the circumstances. I said buying beef. I didn't say you were raping the cow. I didn't say you were going out and raping the cow by buying the beef. I am saying, however, that by buying the beef, you are causing a cow to be raped. These are true statements. All of the things I just said were true. This isn't rage bait. Yep. I'm not saying that you have raped an animal. Nobody else has understood that I said you raped an animal.
I'm not saying that either. I'm saying that's what the
Okay.
implication.
Well, no, that's not the implication. I said
because
buying
you're
beef was
trying
wrong.
to make people mad with that statement.
Yes, it's going to make people upset
but
to
it's
say them.
ambiguous. It is correct to say that it exists in both states, right? It could mean either. It could very well mean either.
It can
but you
mean
didn't
either
give an
one or.
indication to either.
What do you mean it can mean either?
Whether or not you either it's the person doing it, or it's a farmer with a big old prod.
How could it mean it's
shoving
the
it up,
person
right?
doing it? By buying beef, you're not raping a cow. What?
No, I agree.
Okay, so we're not talking
the
about that
equivalent you're
because I
trying to
said
draw
buying
there-
beef. That's not what I said in my tweet.
The thing you want people to respond to is the one you don't mean. You want people to misinterpret what you're saying.
I
so you
explicitly
left it
said what I was
ambiguous.
saying. I said buying beef was wrong.
Yeah.
That's explicit. It's in the tweet. You can read it.
Yep.
We can pull it up on stream if you'd like.
Yep, but the first
Okay,
clause
then
is
I wasn't ambiguous.
You can read that.
Yeah,
You can
raping
ask 10
animals is
people what
wrong.
they think you mean by animal rape. What do you think someone means when they say animal rape? Do you think
Probably the
they're
forceful,
thinking of
unconsensual
breeding, or do you
penetration of
think
an
they're
animal.
Thinking of zoophiles.
I think they're probably thinking the forceful penetration of an animal. Right, I cannot be attracted to
Good one. Good one.
I'm sorry, I have a question
you
for
very
you.
well know that you don't mean that, and you want people to
Well, no,
respond
I
in rage to
exactly
the other
mean that. I
possibility.
exactly mean that. I don't like your tone policing bullshit, but it's super obvious what we mean. If I am like not a
tone
zoophile,
policing.
oh my god, okay, if I'm not a zoophile and I take a dildo and I shove it up my dog's ass, it's still raping the dog. It doesn't matter whether I'm a zoophile or not, whether I enjoy it or not. It's still happening. We'd still call that rape. Nobody else would be confused if I called
zoophiles are
that
the only
rape.
people who do that.
No?
I mean, you could do it.
I can do
it'd
it.
Be very weird.
What if I wanted to do it to
Why
torture the
would
dog?
you do it if you weren't a zoophile?
What if I just wanted to torture the dog? Like, there are
that's
other
not fucked
reasons
up,
why
you
you would
probably
do
so.
it.
That's
It's not that there are
fucked up,
only people who could do it.
I mean,
Everybody would still call it
constitute
rape,
animal
though.
Abuse, right?
Yes, it would
That would
constitute animal abuse.
abuse,
Of course it
which
would.
is a crime.
Okay, who cares if it's a crime? It's still, like, wrong to kill Jewish people even when we're Nazi Germany. That'd still be wrong. Doesn't matter whether it's a crime
Is
or
it
not.
really wrong to kill? No, I'm not gonna.
Is it really wrong to kill Jewish people? I don't know shit. Maybe that's the next step in your
let's
position.
have a debate on that. Why don't we?
Oh boy. Okay. So do you have any other arguments other than the tone policing?
You still haven't addressed the fact that it's well the lab grown meat. If you have meat cells grown in a petri dish, right, that have never been a part of an organism that was fully functioning, but it's pretty much the same exact thing as the beef you would get from a cow, would you be opposed to eating that meat?
No, of course not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like I'm a vegan. I'm not an idiot. like what do you mean? Like, wait, would I be opposed to lab-grown meat? No, the reason eating meat is
that I don't see them as sentient creatures.
Well, you
This
cannot
is
see them as
basically
sentient
lab-grown
creature. You could
meat,
be wrong. You just be incorrect.
but with gray matter.
Okay, yeah, but they are sentient, right? You're just wrong. You're just incorrect.
How do you know that?
Sure, we have good reason to believe they're sentient because
Should
we
I
have
consider
similar
their
brain
sentience?
Well, first we're talking about whether they're sentient or not. We're not talking about whether you should consider it. Of course you should consider it. You just said they weren't sentient, though. Now you're trying to move away from the point. Well, how do you know that other human beings are sentient?
I don't, but I respect that they probably are.
Okay, so yeah, they're probably sentient, right?
And they have the power.
Why are they probably sentient?
Pardon me if I don't respect their sentience.
Yeah, so why are they probably sentient?
The reason they're probably sentient. Let me think about that.
Oh shit, the first
They
bit of
have
thinking in the debate.
similar capabilities and capacities as I do, and I know come from my sentience.
Okay, yeah, so like the ability to react to like a negative stimulus, right? The ability to like cry would be things that like come from your sentience. And it's not even that, right? We can know more about
Stimulus
your
reaction
sentience.
is not necessarily an attribute of something sentient.
And it's not necessarily an
I'm thinking more
attribute,
along the
right? But
lines of
things that have
complex reasoning and arithmetic.
you're thinking about arithmetic and complex reasoning. Okay, so let's say we have a disabled person, right? They're not going to be ever able to fight back against me. Is it okay for me to beat the shit out of them for my enjoyment?
Well, that's a different question from are they sentient? Are they a vegetable?
Yes, they're sentient.
mean,
they just
why do we call them
don't have
vegetables?
complex reasoning capabilities. They're just sentient.
Maybe
right?
we
They have
should
the ability
reconsider
to
their
react
sentence.
to like negative stimuli like pain, right? They have a sentient experience.
Uh-huh.
Is it okay for me to beat the shit
They
out of that
just
person?
have-
Can I torture them at my will?
They're human, and we know them to be human, and we
Yeah,
know
they
the
are human,
structures
but they
are
also don't have the
supposed
complex
to
reasoning
be
that you're
able to
asking
have
for.
complex reasoning.
They can, but they don't.
They are, I guess,
This person doesn't.
informed.
Yeah, they
This
don't.
person doesn't.
They don't have
that.
that.
Isn't a result of their brain not, or their brain being fully developed and still not being able to reason or do any of the other things that sentient beings should be able to do.
Well, so sentient beings all can't complex reason, right? That's just not a definition of sentient that exists. Like, you're just making up a definition for sentient. Everybody else understands that animals are sentient. They have very similar brain structures that we do, that produce things like sentience, even
Why
produce
does
things like
negative
consciousness.
stimulus
Wait, hold on.
reaction
Wait,
constitute
hold on.
sentience?
Hold on. I didn't completely constitute sentience. I listed a bunch of other things, right? I can have a list of things that are only going to be displayed with sentience, right? The ability to have basic understandings of the empathy for other creatures, the ability to care for other creatures in certain ways. Again, as I said, negative stimulus, the ability to see things around you, sense things around you. These are going to be things that are going to be produced by the types of nerves and types of organs that these animals have, and then also their brain structure. It's not even that we have to guess about these types of things. We know a lot about what makes things conscious or not, right? We know that, for example, creatures that have conscious experience are going to be having a lot of the conscious experience happening in feedback systems. This is not going to be in things like feed-forward systems like the cerebellum. It's what it's going to be happening, and it's going to be feedback systems like the prefrontal cortex. That's where you're going to see a lot of things that produce consciousness happening. You see these things in animals. We have the necessary components that produce whatever we call this emergent property of experience. There's no good reason to not believe that they have experience, just like there's no good reason to not believe that other human beings have experience.
I'm not going to debate you on whether or not animals are sentient, because you
Yeah, you
probably had
should-
this debate like at least
Yeah,
500 times because you're a fucking vegan who only does this for a living.
Oh yeah,
just
I
saw you
only
fucking
debate
speak
veganism.
shit on
That's so
Twitter.
true. That's so true, dude. You look at my channel; it's all veganism debates. Let's go.
Well,
But
no, I mean like.
No, it's
you're
just I
used
know
to
a-
debating veganism from the side of a vegan, so you have these fucking.
Actually, the
scripted
only
canned
other
responses
no,
where
actually, the
you're,
only
"Oh,
other
what
vegan
do you-
debate
how
I
do you define
have was
sentience?" This
anti-vegan.
is like
That was the only other
classic
debate. You know
bring it
nothing
around
about
to
me.
something
Stop
you
making
know.
assumptions about me. Everybody else can check my channel. Just actually have an argument. Stop doing these weird personal attacks.
Is it
Get an
wrong to
argument.
assume you're a vegan if you're saying this?
Well, no, it's wrong to assume that I just only do veganism debates.
No. I misspoke. I meant you only debate it from the side of a vegan, and you've done.
Well,
it
no,
multiple
I
times,
don't only
and you
debate it
have
from the
these
side of a
canned
vegan.
responses
That's
ready.
also wrong. I've debated from the side of a meat eater before. There was a debate on my channel. That's the only other veganism debate I've done. Okay, now do you have an actual argument other than just like
Walk me
making
through this.
assumptions
how
about me?
does saying that you have debated multiple times from the side of a vegan?
No, you said that I had a
exclude the
dialogue
possibility that
tree. You
you've
said I
ever
do this
debated
for a
from the side of a
living.
meat eater?
You said I have a dialogue tree. I do this for a living, and I only debate from the side of a vegan. These are all things you said on the VOD. I don't care to discuss with you things that have been recorded that you said. I would like you to actually get an argument.
Okay, cool one. Anyway, sentience, I don't. Well, even if they are sentient, I shouldn't really even care if they are, because they wouldn't have been brought into the world if they weren't going to be slaughtered and then.
Okay, so let's say I
Breed
produce like disabled people. Let's say I grow them in a lab. Should I be able to torture them? Should I just be allowed to do that? Is that like
I mean, if you
okay?
want.
You think that I should
mean,
just be able to like
it's kinda weird.
indefinitely
It's a
produce
waste of resources.
low functioning people? I should just be able to do that because it gives me pleasure, right? Like I just feel like doing it. It's not even like a great amount of pleasure or anything. It's not more pleasure than these people are
Low-functioning people?
experiencing. Yeah, like people who don't have these complex reasoning capabilities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I should
So
just be
there's
able
still
to
people, though.
infinitely like holocaust these people.
I draw a distinction between humans and animals. So
Yeah, what's that distinction?
capability of complex reasoning, right
Yeah,
there.
these things don't have complex reasoning, but they're still people, right? They still have human DNA. There are humans without
Capability.
complex. No, they don't have the
Just 'cause
capability.
They
They're
don't have
retarded.
the fully formed sort of brain function.
What does
doesn't
the
mean
word
that they
capability
shouldn't
mean?
Be capable.
What do you think the word capability
Are
means,
you
my
asking for
dude?
The definition of capability.
Yeah, like the one that everybody else understands except for you, apparently. If I can't do
They are
something, that doesn't mean I'm capable of
something.
it.
It's an-
If I can't do it, that doesn't make me capable. It's the opposite of being
That-
capable.
That's ability.
Capability.
It's unrealized potential for an action. It's capable.
Do you think a paralyzed person who's been paralyzed, someone who doesn't even have legs, actually, do you think somebody who doesn't have legs, it has the capability of walking?
They probably have the neural structure to control legs, so they have
I asked if they have the
capability to walk in the future.
You think that somebody who doesn't
Yeah, they
have legs at all, that they have the capability to walk?
They don't have the ability, but they are capable of controlling legs if they have functioning.
I didn't say that they were capable of controlling legs.
Or
You keep answering a
neurons.
question I didn't ask. Everybody else is hearing me ask the question. You
structure,
think that they are capable of walking, correct? You said that.
Okay, Mr. Girl. Yes, I think they are capable of walking. but
Listen, I'm not.
able.
You can't call me Mr. Girl. I'm not the one who's totally okay
You're
with
doing
infant
literally
suffering
what
because
he
they don't
does.
have.
You're taking a statement which you know isn't the full story and is lacking context, right? And then you force them on these points and just bite the bullet, man. Bite the bullet. Are they capable of walking? Yeah, they're capable because they have the nerve
capable of
structure
walking.
to control legs, but they don't have the legs, so they are not able to walk currently.
You can keep calling me Mr. Girl, right? I don't know if you think like being Mr. Girl is just whenever you answer questions or you get questions answered for you.
No,
If that's a
it's
Mr.
when
Girl
you
thing to
force-
do, I'm
it's
Mr.
when
Girling you right
force
now.
someone to-
But whenever
to
we're
agree
talking
to a
about,
singular statement that is stripped of all context when you play word games like
actually, can I just look up the word capable? Can we just look up the definition of the word capable? You can just concede the point. Can we both trust Google? If I look up capable, can we agree on that?
it's going to be lacking the connotation I'm trying to convey here.
Oh,
which
so
is
so the
capable
so all the dictionaries
the
are all going to be lacking this
potential
definition
for
for
an action.
capable that you know. Okay, well, what do you mean by capable then? Because if it's not the word that any of us
potential
mean,
for an action, potential ability for an action, it should be different from ability. That's what I'm trying to say.
How
here.
is it
It's not
different from
necessarily a
ability?
word. Ability means you could do it right now, right?
ability to do something. I believe it would just be the possession of like the means of doing something, right?
Mhm.
Okay. What do you think capable means?
Potential to have the ability to do something.
Okay. What if I told you right now
That Google
capable
has the word ability in their
What if I told you that capability and ability, these are listed as similar words, right? These are
similar
going to be listed.
They have different connotations.
Oh, what's the different connotations
what I'm
that
trying to highlight here is that they are capable of walking if they had legs, but they're not currently
But they
able.
don't
Do
have
you
legs,
understand
and they're
the
never
difference?
gonna have legs, so they're not capable, are they?
Well, I mean,
Hold on, am I
you
capable of
could
flying?
build something prosthetic, no? And then they can walk.
Am I
That's
capable
what
of
I'm trying to
flying?
say. The person without legs has the capability to walk, but not the current ability.
Okay, sick. Am I capable of flying right now? Not like with like an airplane, but like lifting myself up into the air. Am I capable of doing
Depends.
that?
Depends what you define as flying.
Yeah.
I mean,
So the
if
ability
you
to lift
wanna-
myself into the air. That's why I said that explicitly. Am I capable of doing that?
You can take a trip to Afghanistan and find an IED, start poking it. Yeah, you can go flying. You're capable of flying.
You think I'm capable of flying? You need every single human being whatsoever, they're all capable of flying?
They're capable of having a propelling force underneath them that shoots them into the air, yeah?
Okay.
It depends on what you mean by flying.
You do realize this is
Controlled
how
flight?
nobody else uses the
You
word
wanna-
capable, right? Like your definition of capable literally encapsulates being able to do everything. Because if you had the necessary components to do that thing, you would be able to do that thing. Literally every single thing is capable of everything under your definition.
I mean, there's ways. Would they? Really? No, I don't think so. Why would that be true? There are some things that are impossible.
If your definition of capable, okay, so we're just talking under like a logical modality. Like, what do you mean by possible?
Okay, wait. What does this even have to do with the main argument?
Oh, because you said that like something being capable of like complex reasoning is what made it like morally valuable.
no,
I'm
no, no.
telling you that your definition
This
of capable
isn't addressing
encapsulates everything.
the idea that I shouldn't care about a being that was brought into existence for the express purpose of breeding and harvesting.
Okay, so
Why
like let's
should I
say
care about
let's
that?
say I have a child for the express purpose of raping that kid.
Hmm?
Should I be able to do it?
No, because they're human.
Okay. So why should I care about them being
And also,
human?
it's illegal.
Okay, I don't care if it's illegal or not. Do you think things being illegal is what makes them not good?
No, but it's
Okay, so
sort of
stop bringing up
force that
legal.
stops
We're
you.
not having a legal argument. This is in a courtroom, right? We're not talking about whether it's legal to rape a kid. We're talking about whether it's morally okay to rape a kid.
Well, why is it illegal?
I think it's morally wrong to rape a kid. It's illegal because people have passed laws against it. So I think it's morally wrong to rape a kid, all right? I think it's morally wrong to bring things into existence to make them suffer. So like to like rape and kill my kid. If I just had a kid to rape and kill them, I think that would be wrong.
But there's no other purpose of bringing that kid in the world besides just raping them and making them suffer, right?
Yeah, I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong to be able to
But
torture
there's
beings just because
There's a
you brought them into
genuine
the world.
reason for bringing cows into the world. It's a food source, and now you're
Yeah,
gonna go into
and
an
my
argument
reason
about why,
for
there's alternative food sources, so then you don't need. But the cows are legitimately brought in the world for more than just suffering.
yeah, they're
And
brought in the
wouldn't
world to
have been
suffer
born if they
for
weren't
a
going to be
lesser moral good.
harvested. So
Right? So I could bring a child into the world and it would suffer. I would be able to have an orgasm. Let's say I'm a pedophile, right? Like as I am. And I would bring a child into the world to rape it. And I would enjoy that. I would enjoy it just like you enjoy eating meat. That would still be wrong. It would still be morally not okay to do. Everybody would understand that. Just because I brought it into the world, that doesn't have any effect on whether it's morally okay to rape it.
wait. So you're trying to say that raping a human is the same as breeding cows?
I think that they're both
slaughter?
rape. They're obviously
Uh-huh.
different. I'm raping a human. I'm raping a cow. Those are different things. I think they're both rape,
Yeah.
though. I think they're both morally wrong. Like, I think if I were to go out and dick down a cow right now, that'd be morally wrong to do. I shouldn't do it.
It would.
Okay, well, at least you have one good position.
But raping a human is different from having cows being bred, no?
Yeah, they are.
Like,
one involves a human. The other one
difference
involves
is
a cow.
Why should I consider the suffering of that animal?
To
I
be
consider
ethically
the suffering
consistent.
of all humans because I acknowledge them as equal to me in ability, but
Well, they're not all equal to you in
animals,
ability,
no.
though. They're not all equal to you in ability.
they all should be.
Well, okay. All
They
animals
all could be.
No, they all couldn't be, right? There are retarded
They all
humans. There are humans who with like severe disabilities. They're not all capable, right? But you would still have a problem
But
with
they
me torturing
pretty much
a
are.
disabled
Well,
person.
how do we even classify them as human then? How do we know they're
DNA?
human if they're retarded?
DNA?
Okay, well they shared the majority of human DNA, right? So
Yeah,
I know that if
you
their
share the
DNA
majority of your
wasn't
DNA
damaged,
with
then they
chimps.
probably would have been a fully capable human, right?
Well, no, their DNA. What do you mean? Damage is a heavily normatively loaded word, right? Like it's non-functioning. But there are other things that also share a lot of their DNA in favor with humans, right? Like if you're just saying like, oh, it has to have a threshold of DNA. Let's say we had a being that had different DNA than you, but it had the same emergent properties, right? It had the same ability. Let's say like aliens came down. They look the exact same as humans. They act the exact same, but they have a different DNA structure. It would still be wrong for me to torture them just because you're a human and you don't share DNA with them. That doesn't mean it's okay to torture them.
Are they capable? Are they capable of doing serious harm to humanity?
Are they capable of doing serious harm? They're probably capable of it. Yeah, they have all the capabilities of humans.
Then
I'm
acknowledge
capable
them
of
as
going
equal to
outside
humans
and killing people.
the ability. So then
Okay.
I would not be able to.
Oh, so is it the capability? Is that being what do you call it? Is that being the same as you? Is that what gives them moral credence, or is it the DNA? Because you swapped between these two multiple times. I just want to get a clear statement.
No, I'm asking you, how do you even define a human if you want to exclude retards from the group?
Oh, no, you define a human using DNA. That's how we define human beings. We define human beings based on scientific properties that they have, such as their DNA. That's how we define human beings.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what gives things moral consideration, right? If there were beings that were just like human beings, or even if there were human beings out down right
And
now,
I morally
and I tested
consider
them,
humans as a group
God.
because of that.
because they have DNA that's the same as you.
Well, I know that they're human because they have that DNA, right?
Well, do
And
you
I know that
consider?
humans as a group are as equally capable as I am.
No, they're not
So
as a
then I
group as
give
equally
them-
capable as you are, right? There are human beings that are less
As a
capable
group,
than you
yes.
are.
Individuals, probably not.
Okay, so there are individuals who
'Cause
do not
there's
possess the
exceptions to that
trait.
rule.
Yeah, so why should we consider all humans then?
Because humans as a group are capable.
Well, why should we
To my
consider them as a group? Why not consider individuals? We judge individuals by their moral value all the time. You're just slipping this in. There's no actual argument in favor of this.
Well, hold on. What I guess what I'm trying to say is that other humans will defend that human, and they have value to other humans within that group. So they are linked with the rest of the group of humans, even if they aren't as capable as them. So then, as a
So
group,
other
they're
people caring about them
equally
is what makes them
capable and-
morally valuable? The ones who don't have the capabilities? As
The
long as
fact
other
that
people
there are
care
other
about them, they're
humans-
morally valuable?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I live in buttfuck nowhere. All right, I repeatedly produce these like retarded kids. All right, let's say I'm a retard. I have retard genes. Every single one of them, they'll never be capable of complex reasoning. But is it okay for me to rape them? Like just all of them? Like rape and kill them en masse?
Do you care?
Just
For
keep
them?
having kids?
Do you care if I rape them?
Do I care if you rape them? I thought I was the one raping them in this. I mean, I would care if you raped them.
Well, you're
'cause I have a
human, so you
position
have
that's
the ability to
consistent.
give them care. If you don't care about them, then
I have the
you
ability to
can
give
go
them
around
care,
and
but
ask
nobody
if
else.
everybody doesn't care about them. And if nobody does, and nobody really wants to acknowledge them as human, then sure.
You
Doesn't
think
matter.
that if everybody just agreed that it was okay to rape babies, it'd be okay to rape babies? If everyone was okay with raping babies, then it would be cool, right?
I mean,
Surely you understand how
depends
absurd you sound right now.
if
Like,
you
surely
wanna-
you get it. You know
if
this is ridiculous.
you could create a moral framework that sort of justified that, then what would be the difference? Nobody would
Well, I
argue
wouldn't have a
against it,
moral
right?
framework that justified it, right? Because I don't have a shit moral
Exactly.
framework.
There's no moral framework that you can construct that justifies it.
Yeah,
so it's not
that's
gonna
why
happen.
you're not able to construct a
There's
moral
gonna be a
framework that
human that
justifies it
cares.
in the same way that you're not able to construct a consistent moral framework that justifies the killing of animals or the raping of them. Like it's the
just
same
said
reason.
They're not capable. They're bred
Oh, they're not
for the
capable?
express purpose of reproduction and harvesting.
Okay,
So I
so
don't care if they
because
suffer.
they're not capable, you don't care whether they suffer. Okay, so retarded human
Yeah.
beings are not
They
capable.
have no species. They have no cousins either that are capable and care for them.
Okay, so they are not capable. These human beings that we're breeding are not capable.
As a species.
I don't care as a species. We're talking about the individuals. Why do we care about individual beings? Why would I give a fuck if something's a part of a species that's more capable?
Because they're.
I don't care
going
about
to protect each-
I'm not going to not send a rapist
What?
to prison because this as a species they all haven't committed rape. We consider people morally
What?
valuable based on the things that they do.
Rapists are a species. What are you trying to say? Rapists are a species? Is that what you said?
Okay. Rapists, individually, we will judge them, we will put them in prison. I don't care if their species, human beings, doesn't all commit rape. We're judging them individually as beings. Right? When we make moral considerations,
This
we're
is a
judging
completely
individuals.
different- This is completely different circumstances we're judging them on.
We're
This is
judging them on
like
what we
crime.
should do with them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're also judging animals on what we should do with them. Should we rape them, for example?
Well, let's think about that.
Let,
They're brought
let's
into the
think
world
about
to
it.
be raped.
Okay. So if I bring,
Right.
so again, I bring something into the
into the world to be
world
raped.
for the purpose of being
They're
raped.
they don't have a moral code. They're not breaking laws. They're just meant to be killed.
Okay, so if I bring
How's
an
that hard?
infant, if I have a kid, and I rape it, because I brought it into the world for being raped and killed, is it okay?
No, because it's a human.
Why does it matter whether
And
it's a human or
humans as
not?
Humans as a group deserve moral consideration because they have power equal to each human, right?
Well, no, humans as a group do not have power to each human. No,
There are humans that are less powerful and humans that are more powerful because everybody understands this. You're the only person with this delusion.
Individuals.
Yes, you said individual humans have just as much power as everybody else in the group. They do not. That's wrong.
No, I said humans as a group.
Okay, so why should we care about this individual human?
Because they are part of the human group.
Why should we care if they're a part of the human group?
Because it means they are deserving of moral consideration.
Why are they deserving of moral consideration? Because they're a part of the human group.
Because the human group is capable and equal in ability.
The human group is not all capable and equal in ability. That's not true.
Because there's certain individuals that break that expectation, but
because there are certain individuals, yeah. So the human group is not all equally capable,
and I should just be able to play God and kill people.
The human group is not all equally capable.
No?
For example, you're retarded, right? Not every human being is retarded. They're not all equally capable. You're demonstrating it right now. You have no ability to like actually follow this argument.
Because you keep trying to like bring it back to the
I keep trying to bring it back to your argument. Your argument's stupid and
whether or
retarded.
not individuals have abilities when I'm considering if I should morally consider the group.
I don't know why you extended it out and said it like a retard. Everything you say sounds like a retarded anyway. I don't know why you put on the voice.
Why are you mad?
Are you mad that I'm mad? You sound mad that I'm mad right now.
No.
I don't know. I'm just saying you kind of sound mad that I'm mad. Wait, aren't you coping about me being mad right now?
You're on your own show. You should have better control of this.
Wait, are you mad that I'm mad?
No.
Okay, it just kind of sounded like you were mad that I'm mad. So, essentially, your argument just fails, right? You said that all human beings are equally capable as a group. They are not equally capable as a group, right? Not the group of human beings are not all equally capable.
Human beings are equal to me, so they deserve my respect.
Well, no, they're not all equal to you.
That's the reasoning.
They're not all equal to you, though. That's not true.
As a group.
What do you mean the group is equal to you?
Every individual is equal, but the group.
What do you mean the group is equal to you? What do you mean by that?
The group is equal in capability or ability.
No, they're not equal in capability. Again, you keep failing to understand they're not all equal in capability at all.
Not the individuals.
Yeah, the human group. So
there's a difference.
Actually, hold on. Maybe I'm gonna pull up MS Paint. Okay, we're gonna pull up MS Paint, and maybe I can explain to you through that. All right. Maybe that's what we have to do. We're pulling up MS Paint for the debate, guys. First time I've done this in a while. All right. Okay. Do I have a main scene that I could use? Hold on, I'm just gonna turn off. Here we go. Okay. Oh shit. My face is here now. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Holy fuck. How do I turn that off? Whatever. You're just gonna see me frozen. You're gonna see me frozen there. All right. So, actually, no, I can't turn this off. Watch this. Bam. Okay. So, there's a group here. All right. There's an 8, there's a 7, and there's a 4. Okay. Is it a correct statement to say this group is all equal?
No.
Okay. So there's a human being. It has the mental reasoning capacity of 8. It has the mental reasoning capacity of 7. It has a mental reasoning capacity of 4. 3 human beings. Is it okay to say they're all equal as a group in capability?
No.
Okay.
They're not.
So let's put a 9 out here. Is this group equal to this 9?
Well, it depends how you're going to test for equivalence.
Oh shit. Okay, fuck, dude. Maybe there's no hope. Maybe there's no hope, dude.
Like, I don't know why this is so hard for you to understand. The
I don't know.
attributes
I don't know.
are-
Maybe when I ask whether numbers are equal or not, I'm not expecting, well, what do you mean by equal?
If I asked you to just generally describe a human, you wouldn't describe a retard, would you? Just generally describe a human, right?
Like I'd describe an average human being.
What you're describing is the attributes of the human group, right? What we can see is the human group has certain attributes, and those are equal to mine in ability. Therefore,
no, they all have. Well, no, they don't all have equal attributes, right? Like, what would if we be describing DNA? Is that what you're talking about? Because if you ask me to describe a human, I describe things with like 2 legs, 2 arms, 8, 10 fingers. But if somebody has 11 fingers, that doesn't make them not human anymore. These are just like, we're describing what like your average human being would look like.
Like, this has nothing to do with the argument, but you're just like wrong. That's like not clearly not
I'm
what
trying
qualifies
to
thing.
tell you why I don't consider animals worthy of moral consideration, right? And I'm telling you it's because the human group is the only one capable or equally capable to me, right?
What do you mean the
Then
group is
I
equally
don't have to
capable
consider them because the cow group is not equally capable.
Wait, what do you mean they're not equally capable?
Because when
to
you describe a cow, the general group of cows does not have any sort of, higher
and there are
reasoning
human
or
beings
any of
that
the
do
other
not have that higher
different
reasoning
attributes
as
that
well,
could
but you
give to
still
humans as a
consider
group.
them because of this arbitrary group thing that doesn't make any damn sense to anybody else, right? Like, this is just a delusion you have. There's no way that you can justify it, and that's why you're having such a hard time right now. Whenever it comes to specifically, like, as a group, they're all equally capable. They're not all equally capable as a group. If I say, like, I value things with, like, I value numbers 5 and above, right? Like, I value numbers 5 and above. And then someone would say, okay, well, why don't you value, so if there was a 1, you wouldn't value it, and you said, oh, but it's a number, and there are 5s in numbers, 5 and above is in numbers, so therefore I value it. Like, that would be retarded. That's obviously retarded. There's no reason to consider that group. And then additionally, you're not even describing like what a human group is. You're just saying like, oh, your average human being is going to have some kind of mental capacity.
Do I need to describe what the human group is?
No, I understand what the human group is. You don't, though, right? Like, you're fucking lost on this point.
I think there's just a severe disconnect between what I'm trying to say and what you're understanding. Because I'm not trying to say everything within the group is equal. I'm saying that the thing... So how do we group things is the question, right? We have to test them for certain attributes. And if they're going to be put into that group, then we understand that that group has...
So, actually, I have a question now. Okay, shit. So... The group of beings, generally speaking, has the capability of complex reasoning because of human beings. Should we value all beings then?
When did I agree to saying that all beings have complex reasoning?
I didn't say all beings had complex reasoning. I said the group of beings. As a group, they have the capability of complex reasoning.
Do they?
Yeah, if we involve human beings, there are going to be things within that group that have the ability of complex reasoning.
It's not within the group, it's what
no, it is within the group.
Characteristics of the group is. Beings do not have a defining characteristic.
Wait, so you think the
complex reasoning?
Hold on, do you think the defining characteristic of human beings is having the ability of complex reasoning?
Among other things.
No, it's not, because there are human beings without complex reasoning. You're just fucking retarded. You're just disabled. Like, you're still a human being, but you clearly can't reason for shit. Like, disabled or retarded human beings are still human beings. You're not human being because you're a fucking idiot and can't understand or follow a conversation.
I'm not arguing for that. I'm saying that...
No, you literally just said the defining characteristic of being a human being is complex reasoning. That's clearly not true.
The defining characteristic of what most people think of as a human is.
No, it's not. People, if you ask somebody, is a disabled person a human being, they'd say yes, of course they're a human being.
How does that exclude them from the group?
What the fuck is this conversation?
I don't know. You seem to be unable to sort of comprehend that there.
You seem to be unable to comprehend your own fucking argument,
an
dude.
Abstraction of a group that has different attributes of its parts. Are you unable to see that?
Are you unable to understand that human beings, a defining characteristic of them is not having complex reasoning?
Okay, some humans don't have complex reasoning.
And some humans do, yes.
Mm-hmm. But when we think of humans as a group, we think generally that they will, right? How do we know that they're deficient if other humans aren't?
We know they're deficient because... What do you mean, like, deficient? How? Like, they don't have complex reasoning? They don't have complex reasoning.
How do we know they're mentally deficient? How do we know that they're...
Because they don't have complex reasoning? That's how we know they don't have complex reasoning?
Right.
We
that's
can talk to them?
Humans should have.
What do you mean they should have?
Because they wouldn't be deficient, right? That's why we know they're deficient. They don't have complex reasoning.
Okay. So I could say animals are deficient beings because they don't have complex reasoning. Other animals are deficient beings, so they don't have complex reasoning.
All of them are deficient beings then. And none of them have capability.
Whoa. But human beings are animals, and they have complex reasoning. Like, we can make, like, these groups all day. We can make this group, and this group has beings that are capable of complex reasoning, and has other things that are also not capable of complex reasoning. Therefore, we should be able to value the entire group. We can draw these arbitrary lines all day.
I mean, yeah, it's hardly arbitrary though.
No, it is incredibly arbitrary,
unable to-
right?
to
You don't have
see
an
that I'm
argument
trying
behind
to
why
say
we
that-
should value these groups, right? You're just saying that we should.
Should value human groups, right? The human group.
I think we
value
should
it.
value things that are sentient. That does involve human groups, but I could argue in favor of why that's the case, and you can't. You can't argue in favor of why
I
your
think-
justification is the case.
Except, well, first of all, I don't agree with the statement that all sentient beings should be, moral, whatever the fuck, right?
Well, of course you don't agree with
and-
that, but like you also think that complex beings or complex reasoning human beings should be capable of.
It's one of the attributes that you think of when you think of a fully functioning human, right?
of a
can't argue
fully
that.
functioning human.
Because
mean,
that's
fully
what the group characteristics are.
When I think of a fully functioning human, I don't think of somebody who's like you, but that doesn't make you not a human. Doesn't make you not worthy of moral consideration. Doesn't mean I can rape you. I mean, you're kind of getting raped in the conversation, but I think it's morally wrong.
Real.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you unable to conceptualize a group with attributes that not every part?
No.
every part
Every
shares.
single group, defining characteristics of a group, they have to have all those characteristics. Or it could be like a homeostatic property cluster, but that's not what you're talking about either, right? You're not saying like, oh, it falling in the homeostatic property cluster is what gives it moral consideration. Then like additionally, you'd have to like justify why certain these homeostatic property clusters give things moral consideration. Like you'd have so much work to do there. But like whenever we're talking about defining characteristics of a group, I cannot think of anything within that group that does not have those defining characteristics. No.
And I guess defining characteristic is the wrong word.
Gotcha.
So what word are you looking for?
I honestly don't know how I'm supposed to like convey the idea I have in my head to you, because it seems pretty simple that humans as a group have sort of, certain things that are definite and everybody can agree on, right?
Yeah, just not morally relevant things.
Yeah, but
doesn't
like,
seem like you have
the-
any ideas in your head.
The things that are like necessary for human beings as a group, complex reasoning is not one of them. Like when I think of what makes a human being a
But
human
when we
being,
think of
I'm thinking about the
humans-
DNA that they have, right? The DNA that they have is going to be probably what makes them a human being.
I mean, you could use that as sort of a way to
What do you
filter
think makes a
is
human
and what
being a
is not
human being?
I think there's a lot of things that make someone not a lot of things, but it's a complex question, and when you start to get to edge cases, it becomes a little bit harder. How about a monkey hybrid? Is that a human? Is it half human? What group does it go into?
If it's a monkey hybrid, it's probably not a human.
Well, but generally, if it's the offspring of a human, you can say it's a human.
If it's the offspring of a human, you can
If
say it's
it
human. That's
looks
not
like a
true.
human, walks like a human, you can say it's a human. I think it's
Okay,
kind of common
gotcha.
sense. It's not
Okay.
hard to figure out what is.
So
a
it's whatever you feel like as a human, and that's what gives it moral consideration. You feeling like it's a human.
I
Does
mean,
that not sound
sure, if you want to
absurd
raise
whenever
the
you hear
level.
it out loud? Like, does that not sound a little like crazy? Does that sound like silly?
mean,
Just
it
like,
sounds a
what
little
gives
weird,
things
but
moral
when
consideration
you really
is whether
think
I
about
feel
it,
like they're human or
I
not.
think
Right? Like
that's
something
how
cannot be
every
human, but
hybrid
like
goes about it.
if I have
Whatever
like a
they-
coconut, right? And I think that coconut's human, because I'm just like a retard, right? Like I'm going and sitting on an island, I've drawn a face on it, and I think that coconut's a human. That doesn't make that coconut worthy of moral consideration. That'd be insane.
I mean,
It's clearly
you would
not what
morally
gives things
consider
moral
the coconut because you defined it as a human now, but other than that,
You think that
nobody
coconut's
else would
worthy
need
of
to.
moral consideration? Let's say there's a lot of people
I
on an
mean,
island and they're all
if
crazy and they all
you
think
put
the
it
coconut's
into
human.
humans, if you think it's a human, then you're probably going to consider it morally.
Okay. So I am going to consider it morally. What if I have black people and like we're in the 1500s and we don't consider them human?
Are they worthy of
They
moral
barely
consideration?
gave them moral consideration, so
Wait,
no.
are they worthy of moral consideration?
Currently, yes, because
Okay, but back then they wouldn't have been worthy of
part of the
moral
human group.
consideration. Back then they wouldn't have been worthy of moral consideration. Slavery was fine until white people decided it wasn't, right?
I mean, how else was it conceptualized?
I
Or
mean, it
how
was
else
probably
was it
conceptualized
justified?
by them. Well, they justified it. The justification was just wrong, right? It was just incorrect. Like, unless you think that the justification
Yeah,
for slavery
but
was
that doesn't change
correct,
the fact
in which
that
case we might have a
they
debate about
just-
something a little bit different than veganism. But I think most people here can agree, like, it's probably bad to have slaves, even if you don't consider them human, right? Like, just because society doesn't consider slaves human doesn't mean that they shouldn't be morally considered.
Okay, wait. So, I don't get how previous reconsiderations of what groups are, or not groups, but
Yeah,
what sort of like
yeah, because you
races
said
are and are not a part of the human group has anything to do with this.
yeah, so because you said that something being considered human by other people, that's what gives it moral consideration, right? I said, well, there have been times where other
Not universal.
beings.
Not universal. Whatever a person considers human, they're going to give them moral consideration.
Okay,
That's what I said.
what should we give moral consideration then? Because you're just making a descriptive claim now. What should we do?
Groups that are capable to you. Easy.
Capable to me?
Or have ability equal to you, right?
So okay, so capable human beings would be a group that is capable to me, right? Not retarded human beings. That's the group. In fact, there's going to be
I mean,
a
if you
very
wanna make
specific
the
subset
distinction.
of human beings. Yeah, no, I do want to make that distinction. So why can't I rape kids? Because there's a group. That
Well,
group is
because
actually a
most-
better.
the
That'd be a better
society
classification.
As a whole, has considered disabled people as a part of the whole human group.
Okay, so
Right.
if we just all agreed that raping kids was okay, it'd be okay then, right? Like
Yeah.
if everybody who wasn't retarded.
Actually, yes. If everybody agreed, then yeah, it'd be
What?
okay. What are you trying to say that there's like objective morality and it's not all subjective?
What?
Are you like a
Do you think that
What?
raping kids would be okay so long as everybody agreed in it? You actually just said that?
well, how else would you be able to determine what is
Are you
wrong and
fucking insane?
You were calling me Mr. Girly in this conversation. Well, how the turntables? What the fuck? Yes, I do think there's objective morality. For a fact. But also I think it's bad to rape kids, even if everybody around you's a pedophile. I suppose we're not going to be getting too far in this conversation. Do you want to make a closing statement? I'll let you get
But
last
would it be
word.
okay? But would it be okay?
I'm going to waive. No, it would not
would
be okay to rape kids.
Nobody would care.
No, it would not be okay to
Maybe
rape
to you.
kids. No, it's not okay to rape kids. No, it's not.
Well, how would you justify
I'm gonna
that?
waive my because kids have some sentient experience, and it's bad to rape kids because of that sentient
Okay,
experience.
tell other people. Maybe they'll care. Tell other people that exact
okay.
reason. Maybe they'll care.
Maybe
And then
they'll
suddenly
care. Yeah, so
people start to care. Not everybody's a pedophile.
Okay, so but it would
if
be
everybody
okay.
has
But it would be
that idea,
okay
then-
if everybody agreed raping kids. Okay, so we're not gonna get anywhere in this conversation. I'd like to waive my closing statement. I don't think you need any more of a beatdown. I'll let you get last word in this conversation.
Let me think.
Go for it, buddy.
Isaac, after you're done thinking of your closing statement, are you cool if I ask you some questions about the debate?
Sure.
Okay. Go on, I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So, I still don't care if cows are raped, slaughtered. Though it is a bit weird if the guy is like torturing them, but still, that's their prerogative. I don't give a shit. I justify it by seeing them as incapable of doing anything to me. So, I guess might makes right. That sort of reasoning. Not a fucking sternerist, whatever the fuck, but it's like they can't. So, I don't care. Easy.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a step away. I'm gonna get a drink of water. You guys are gonna be at stream still. Go ahead to ask some statements then.
Okay, I've got some questions for you. Is it Isaac? Is that your name?
Isaac, sure, just call me that.
Okay. So, do you think that when we sort of think about our think about the actions that we shouldn't do when we start thinking about morals, Do you think that we ever, upon further deliberation, change our position? Like we think more about it and change our minds about what's right to do?
If a person finds something that, I don't know, contradicts their previous framework, then yeah, they can change.
Even without contradicting it, we can just think about things in the moment, right? And start thinking about these aspects of the action, and it can change our minds about it, right? We can deliberate on an action.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we agree that we can deliberate on the actions, clearly it's not the case that we're just appealing to our preferences. Otherwise, there'd be no process of deliberation, right? When we're thinking about what we should and shouldn't do, there's no process of thinking about what we should and shouldn't do if all we're trying to think about is just our preferences.
Sure.
Okay. That would mean that you'd be a moral realist. You just agreed that there are stance-independent reasons. You just don't understand how that works, I guess. So let's imagine, right, that we have a society where everyone thinks it's okay to rape kids to death for fun, right? This is what everyone thinks is okay. When people rape kids to death for fun, it's way worse for that kid than it is for the person, than the good the person who's raping them gets, right? The kid feels much more, like obviously in the case of child rape, they feel much more traumatized than the good that the orgasm feels for the rapist, right? That's a descriptive concern. We both agree with that descriptively.
Could you repeat that?
What I'm saying is just
I didn't-
descriptively. Do we agree that when an adult rapes a child, it's worse for the child than it is good for the rapist adult? Like the good feeling they get is not enough. It's not better than the bad feeling the child gets is bad, right?
Maybe. I've never
Like if you
raped
were
or
to,
been raped.
well, let's imagine that you're being like, let's imagine you're rational, right? And you're not born yet, and you could choose two lives. One of those lives is the one where let's imagine it's in like the rapist society you mentioned earlier, right? Let's imagine you could pick two lives. One life is you're raped as a child, right? And then you grow up and you get to rape one child and feel good from having raped them. Or the other one is that you don't get raped as a child, right? And also you don't get to rape one person. Which one of those do you think would be, if you're just being like a cold serial killer type who only cares about their own self-interest? Which one of those do you think would make you feel better?
Well, obviously the one where I get to rape and feel good.
You get to, so you're confused, right? You get to rape, but you also get raped.
Oh, if I,
I mean,
also
maybe,
get raped.
maybe you're into that.
Mm, they're pretty much equivalent, but
You think they're equivalent?
well, I mean, from the amount of like happiness you get out of it. Actually, you know what? You'd probably be fucked in the head, in the second one. So
Yeah,
that's
probably feel
not
really
gonna
bad to
be
get
great
raped.
outcomes later in life. So
No.
than the one without any raping.
I don't know. I think it sounds
Okay,
kind of hot,
so-
but
If we were considering everyone impartially, and we weren't preferring some individuals over other individuals, we would say that that rape society is worse off on aggregate. It's worse off for everyone overall. The society where there
everybody
aren't people
raped,
raping
then
is
nobody
better
would
off.
care. And
'Cause
you wouldn't be
it-
fucked in the head if everybody's fucked in the head.
That's not true. That's just a contradiction.
Like if everybody's a rapist, who cares?
That's just going to be a contradiction. You said that you wouldn't be fucked in the head if everyone was fucked in the head. But you'd be someone, and so you'd be fucked in the head if everyone was fucked in the head. If every human being had schizophrenia, you'd also have schizophrenia. And you'd be better off if you didn't have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so
But how would you know you have schizophrenia if everybody?
that's
has
irrelevant. We're
schizophrenia?
not talking about what you know, right? We're not talking about epistemics right now. We're just talking about the facts of the matter. I'm telling you, right? In the case of the rape society, on aggregate, people are worse off, right? Because every time there's an instance of rape, people are worse off.
Well, if it's the entire society, then probably no.
You think people aren't worse off in the rape society? You think people would feel more good than people feel bad?
I think it would be about equal.
You think it'd be about equal?
Mhm.
You think that the experience of being raped is about inversely proportional to the experience of raping people? You don't think it's more bad than good?
Probably.
Why do you think this?
It's probably about equal.
Why do you think this?
Well, it's I guess gauging it from.
like if you were to imagine that you were like that, we just kind of know this isn't true, right? Because in the case where you were to imagine, you would be raped, right? And also you'd get to rape one person. You agree that you're worse off, right? It's better to not have to like have
Well,
neither
no, no,
happen
no.
than it is to have both happen.
I said I would be fucked in the head compared to everyone else, right?
No, you didn't say compared to
include
everyone
that
else. 'Cause we
everybody
don't
in
care.
the society
Nope.
is also doing.
No, you didn't, and I did. Yeah, I talked about your rapist society. So no, you didn't say compared to everyone else, and it wouldn't matter because we're not saying compared to anyone. We're talking about what's good for you and what's bad for you, not what puts you above or below average. You can be an average person in like in fucking Equatorial Guinea or something, right? You can be an average person in like fucking sub-Saharan Africa. You can be an average person in fucking Pol Pot's Cambodia, right? And the average person there is not very well off. Even if it was the case that everyone was right there, it'd be better off if instead of everyone being in a society like Cambodia, they were in a society like I don't know, like Norway. So the average is irrelevant to talking about if people are good off or poorly off. We're not talking about how good people are on average or if you're above or below the average. That's irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay. So trying to stick here, right, and focus and don't rewind, right? So sticking with what we've already established, it would be the case that you would be more poorly off if you were both a rapist and a rape victim than if you were neither. You'd be better off if you were neither of these two things, right, than if you were both of these two things. Even in the rape society, even where rape is normalized.
Even in the rape, no.
I mean, the rape
That's
society
the
sounds
difference.
hot, though,
I think
so.
it would actually be better.
No,
Really?
you
I
think
think
you'd be
it-
better off if
actually-
you were both raped and a rapist in the rape
In the
society?
rape society. In the
Why?
Rape society. Well, because then you're kind of normal. And
Oh my
well,
god, you rewound. You just rewounded the target. I just told you why this is wrong. Like, just remember back to why I told you why this is wrong.
you said
remember
something
the
about
response.
averages, and there's comparative happiness in Cambodia and Norway, and
What I'm telling you is the average doesn't matter. Being normal doesn't matter. You can be above average and below average, right? Being above average is better than being below average.
yeah.
I would rather feel more happiness than average than be normal in terms of how much happiness I'm feeling. You're rewinding back to points that we've already talked about. You just the reason I said don't rewind, it's kind of felt like this was going to happen because I watched it happen for like an hour straight while you were talking to Bunk. You just kept looping. Like, just remember the things that people say. Just think back to them.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with the rapist society, rape and get raped.
Oh my god. So in the rapist society, you think you'd be better off if you were both a rape victim and a rapist than if you were neither.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I asked you if it was the case that you were in this society. You said it would make you fucked up in the head, but the argument you gave for this one is that it would make you fucked up in the head, but that would just be normal, and so it doesn't matter.
It would make you fucked up in the head comparative to compared to everyone
and-
else.
Yeah,
So
no, that doesn't matter. Right?
Denied
If
a lot
it-
of avenues.
If it was the case that everyone was schizophrenic, do you think you'd rather be schizophrenic than not?
Would it give me an advantage over people to not be schizophrenic?
Of course it does.
How is this society structured? If it gives
It
me
would
an
give you an
advantage,
adva-
then yes, I would like to.
Yeah, of course it would. The advantage is not being schizophrenic. Okay. The
But what if
advantage.
they have like hallucination tests and people who have
You don't
higher
get-
degrees
oh my
of
God.
hallucination?
Are there
Right?
in this society are there tests to make sure that you're average intelligence that punish you if you're too smart?
Why would in the schizophrenic society?
In the real society that you're currently in, do people get
No.
punished for being too smart? Okay, I don't think so either.
No.
Maybe in some weird metaphorical sense, like somebody could argue that, right? But
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not
like,
punished
well, you're
for
dark
being
like
above
Rick
average.
Sanchez. Yeah, that's like me.
Real, yeah.
That is me.
You're just like Rick Sanchez, bro.
I am exactly like Rick Sanchez.
But not Isaac. So, in the case of societies, right? They don't generally punish people for being above average or better off than average. There's no good reason to think that it's preferable to be average than it is to be above average. Not being a rapist or a rape victim would mean you're above average in your quality of life.
How do you know that?
because you've already agreed that it's the case that it makes you fucked in the head, and then you said you'd be just as fucked in the head as average. The same is true for the schizophrenia argument. You'd be just
okay. Apparently, you didn't understand what I said when I.
No, you
I,
must have misspoken.
What I meant by saying "fucked in the head," I meant other people would view you as a rapist because I thought this was still a normal society.
You think that? No, you were talking about being a rape victim. It makes you the trauma of being a rape victim makes you fucked in the head. That's what you were talking about.
No, I was talking about.
Yes, you were. You just forgot your own argument.
No,
you have
I
dementia.
never meant that.
Okay.
I literally.
I don't know.
never
This is
meant
a
that.
this is a pointless route. There's this route is pointless because there are too many moving parts. I have to give you really simple arguments, right? I'm just going to ask you, why is it that the species matters? Why is it the species matters?
Which species? Our species, the human
when
species.
You're in a discussion on veganism, Isaac.
Equal.
Did you ask me a question? You want to answer the question before you start rambling? You were in a discussion on veganism.
How do I determine
why is it more?
Species...
Oh my god! Why is the species morally relevant? Is what I was asking you.
Do they have ability equal to mine?
Equal to yours?
This species.
I asked you, why is species morally relevant?
What?
There are a lot of ways you can group things, right? I can group things based on species. I can group things based on kingdom. I can group them based on subspecies.
They're not retarded.
I can group people based on nationality. I can group people based on IQ. I can group animals in general based on cognitive ability. Right? There are a lot of different ways you can group things. Why is species what's morally relevant?
Because there's a lot of in-group protection. And so if I
this is the case for any group.
This
is the case for nationality as well. It's the case for people who are smart versus people who are dumb. It's the case for the rich versus the poor. This is just groups. You just named it. You named a trait that's true of every group. I'm asking you, why is species the morally relevant grouping? What's morally relevant about species?
The one thing that makes species different from the other groupings. Well, is that even an important question to ask? Because I mean, within groups, within our own species,
you thought it was until you realized you didn't have an answer.
No, I'm considering, or I'm trying to think. Is that even a question worth considering?
Yeah, the reason the question's relevant is because I'm asking you, why is this morally relevant in a discussion on morals? Yeah, of course the question's relevant. It's just trivially relevant.
Okay, here you go. Because it's a lot easier to find what species, and we can all agree on it. There you go.
No, so one is we can't. Do you know what a species concept is in biology?
Species, it's fucking...
No, a species concept.
Taxonomy tree, the one below family.
No, I asked you what a species concept is. I'm going to take that as a no.
Species concept? Are you talking about inability to reproduce with another species?
That's Ernst Mars' species concept, right? That's Ernst Mars.
Okay.
Right? That's going to be one example of a species concept. I'm telling you that in biology, it's not the case we have one agreed upon species concept. We use different ones in different domains. In some domains, there's conflict. Ernst Mars is just the one that's the most common in sexually reproducing species. It's not the case that it's used at all in non-sexually reproducing species. There are things that asexually reproduce, obviously wouldn't work there. And in sexually reproducing species, it's also not the case that we always use that either, right? And it's not the case we don't have anything agreed upon that we can point to. It's not the case that species are agreed upon. There's a bunch of different ways you can define species. I don't think that capacity to reproduce and capacity to produce fertile offspring through the process of sexual reproduction has anything to do with moral worth. Clearly, that's not going to be the case, right? If it was the case that somebody's infertile, they wouldn't have the capacity to reproduce and produce fertile offspring. If it was the case that somebody has Down syndrome, right? If they'd have chromosomal differences than you. Some percentage of Down syndrome males are generally infertile, and Down syndrome females aren't. Right, so somebody being infertile or somebody being in some way chromosomally fucked up, none of these lose moral value, right? These aren't going to be things that lose moral value. Speciation clearly has nothing to do with morals. That's why you couldn't answer the question, because it's just obviously irrelevant.
Because the reason why it's species, it's completely arbitrary, but it's because it's the easiest to determine.
Then it has nothing to do with morals. Completely arbitrary.
What our species is. It's easiest to determine what our species is.
No, it actually is not very easy to determine what our species is, because the same problems exist for species broadly. What you're doing
You
is
wouldn't
a
be able to
human's
go
whatever
out
feels
on the
like a
street and
human.
figure out who
But
and who it isn't human.
can you go ahead and give me what is
So
the
we should have done
definition? What is it? What is the definition of human?
The definition of human? I
Yeah,
mean,
what's the definition
it's
of
hard
Homo
to
sapiens?
define, but you could say that they're uh, offspring of other human, and then also, or
Yeah, that's
rather,
going to
two
just be a
humans
recursive definition.
match
It's going to be circular.
DNA, have opposable thumbs and lack of
Monkeys,
hair and no tail, and
you have
uh,
hair. Are you? I mean, are only bald people
lack
human?
of full of body hair. But
Yeah, I'm. So Italians aren't human.
True.
I mean, they have hair somewhere, but they don't have,
have-
hair everywhere. They don't have
If
it
a
on
person's sufficiently hairy, they're no longer a human. This seems like a really silly definition of human. Very clearly not morally relevant, right?
well, I mean,
You're just describing ways that you think humans generally
there's
look.
genetic diseases that could cause it, but it's not because they're human.
If somebody had a human brain, but for all intents and purposes, they have a human brain and human DNA even, right? But you look at them and on this outside, they look just like a pig. Would you think they're losing moral value because they don't have the right amount of body hair and the right kinds of opposable thumbs? Do you think you lose moral value by looking a certain way?
Do other people consider them a human?
I asked you a question.
I'm asking this because that's the only way I would make the determination. is
Just
they
based on
should
if
be
other people consider them a
considered
human.
morally.
So if somebody looked like a human, right, but they weren't, they were completely fake, right? They were like a robot or something that just looked a lot like a human. You think this person would have moral value, but a person who looks like a pig and so people mistake them as not a human wouldn't be. When black people weren't considered humans, you think they didn't have moral value, but like a robot that looks like a person does have moral value, despite having
Specifically
no
only a
feelings
white
about
There's
it.
person.
more than just looks
Right.
that define a human. It's hard.
You just said
It is hard
if they
to
seem like a
define a
person
human.
to other people. So just how they appear to others.
For edge cases, you would have to defer to the popular majority
That seems silly.
because that.
That seems silly and morally irrelevant. You have
it's
to be
very
able to
hard
hear
to
your own
justify it off
position,
morals at
right?
that
Like
point.
you've heard the words you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay, you've been able to reflect on the fact that your arguments are like just abominably bad, right? You had to bite like insane bullets and weren't able to structure important questions, structure or answer the important questions. Like there's some part of you has to be like experiencing a little bit of cognitive dissonance, like realizing your position might just be wrong. I mean, what's strange to me is like even during the course of the argument, you said that it would be morally wrong to rape a cow.
For a human, yeah. For a human to rape a cow.
Okay, it'd be morally wrong for a human being to rape a cow. Would it be morally wrong for me to like put my hand up the cow's ass and like align its uterus and like stick shit inside of it and like rip up its vagina? Would that be morally wrong
Hold
to
on,
do?
real quick. Bananya,
Depends
thank
on
you.
what's the purpose.
That depends on the purpose.
Yeah.
What if the purpose is that like I
I'm getting
really
two
really
monitors
like
soon,
the
so
way
I
the
can reach
cows
out.
put? What if it's like I really really like the way the cow's pussy tastes? I like
That's me.
scratching
That's
off
actually
scratching
so
off the
May.
blood from inside the cow's pussy. I just love how the blood tastes. I love how pussy blood from cows tastes. Clip that. Clip it and ship
Let's
it.
go. Let's fucking get some May.
If this is the reason why I'm doing it, is it morally acceptable?
No.
It's not morally acceptable to rape cows for taste pleasure?
No. No. It's not.
Is it morally
It's
acceptable to
innately
pay somebody
disgusting.
else to rape cows for taste pleasure?
Okay, now you're switching the meaning of taste pleasure.
Yeah, that's
Good
the
one.
point.
Wow, that's
Good
actually
one.
pretty crazy.
Damn. I don't
Wait, how
know.
did
Is
somebody
it
die to this thing? What the fuck?
real? That's honestly that's a classic doom eternal moment. Like, why the fuck did people
How
die
did
to
you die to one of these?
So really though, Isaac, right? Does it become morally acceptable because you're paying someone else to do it?
Like, is it morally acceptable for me to like pay a hitman? Be like a good question.
No. Well,
Okay.
I actually agree.
Cool. Perfect. Then you should stop it. You should stop doing that then. I'm glad we
But
agree that it's
didn't
morally
agree
wrong
that
now. I'm glad you're on board
purpose
with the
of
ethics of veganism.
consuming
Let's
meat,
get on board with the action.
I didn't agree that for the purpose of consuming meat, it's.
You
morally
said for
wrong.
taste pleasure, right? The reason I mean, is there some other
No,
reason
no, no, no.
why you need?
I said
Yes.
I said fingering for taste pleasure. as
No,
No, you
we
said for
we never said
yeah,
It's
no, that's on the
unsanitary,
VOD again.
morally
Like these,
disgusting, innate.
Nah, dog, you got that shit. It's recorded. I don't even know what your
Yeah,
motivation is here. You know you didn't say that. You know it's recorded. You know everyone else heard what you said. The word
I do know
fingering
it's
wasn't even like a word in. Oh, the word fingering wasn't even part of the discussion. We were talking about. Wait, we said rape over and over again. We said like you're taking the cow, you're restricting its movement, you're like scratching up the inside of its vagina because you enjoy the taste pleasure it gives you. Right? You enjoy how the cow's pussy blood tastes.
mm-hmm.
Yep, unsanitary, disgusting, morally wrong.
Unsanitary, right, is not morally relevant. If it was the case that it was clean pussy blood,
Yeah, what,
boiled
like, what if it
pussy
was
blood,
really
it's
clean?
completely
The
acceptable.
fuck? What did I just come back to?
We're
You know,
debating.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no fucking
We
clue what
are
Isaac's on.
debating. This is the callers segment of the debate. We are
This is what
debating right
debates are
now. This is
Veganism debate, by the way.
This is le debate.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
my 13th reason why.
real. It's fucking wild to me, Isaac.
This
right?
is
Like,
one of my favorite debates I've had.
I'm loving this. I fucking love this. I love this topic, despite the fact that it's awful that we kind of have to make this this hot topic needs to be debated. It's a fun topic to debate.
Oh, it is fun. It's a very
Because
fun
it's just
topic.
it's such a clear moral failing, right? Like there's a reason why philosophers are so
moral
broadly
failing?
in agreement on this. I'm saying it's a clear moral failing on our society that we do this practice. It's like, even honestly, there are like periods and times when we've been doing like horrible shit to other human beings, and we look back on it and like, wow, that was really fucked up. But none of it is as clearly awful or clearly morally heinous as this is.
The slavery parallels are unreal, and it's like the slavery plus Holocaust.
I know, true.
Oh, so I should be in
Except-
favor of it, or like
The slavery
So, like,
DLC.
so-
Yeah, it's like, what if slavery was mixed with the Holocaust, and also there was like I mean, the issue with is that slavery already does have the rape stuff happening. But yeah, you get the point. It's like toned up to 11. It's just like really obviously morally heinous.
And imagine if we like systemically like automated it to the best of our ability, you know?
Yeah, like if
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
Like
if
we
all of a
spent
sudden-
years
Base.
perfecting how to rape the most of it, like insane shit.
We've done that, and it's based.
True.
Isaac, if you heard that some foreign country was doing the same thing that we do to cows and pigs, but they were doing it to like dogs or something, wouldn't that make you a bit squeamish? You wouldn't think there's something morally wrong about that?
I respect all cultures. I don't care.
I'm asking you genuinely. Shit posting aside.
Mm,
I respect all culture.
I like dogs as companions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my dog on
Uh,
stream real quick.
Society
Hold on.
in the West
Let's
has
go.
deemed it wrong to eat dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I personally can't find any reason to not eat a dog that was made for the purpose of consumption. If it's bred to be a pet, then that's wrong. Because
What if it was like a human being? What if we were like breeding the retarded people into existence for the sole purpose of eating them?
there's an overlap there between the previous thing I was talking about with they're a human. So
Yeah,
you
but we all
don't seem
kind of
to
understand
agree
what I'm
with
saying.
the whole. You want to sort of dance around the fact that
Dance around.
the
No,
group
Dog, you got.
we can
you,
agree
you
what a
can
group
bulldoze
of
through
humans should
twice.
have.
Dancing around is not how you can describe this.
That is actually because you keep going back to if the individuals aren't equal, then the group can never have attributes. We can generally agree on.
The group can never have attributes. I think the groups have attributes that are not the case. That are not like, they're not averages, right? Or they're not like traits
They're not
about the
average.
members of the group. It's not things like that, right? Those aren't what the traits of a group are. Traits of a group are things like the number that compose the group. They're things like what are the definitions of the species here. They're not going to be things like everyone having the same intellectual capacity. That's just silly.
They are not in a place where I can bring them on stream, unfortunately. Brutally.
Aww.
They are not on their place.
Okay, anyway, back to eating retarded humans in Vietnam. Yeah, no, it's wrong because they're human.
Yeah,
And
I just
humans as a group deserve my ethical consideration.
sure. Let's say that I'm the
sentimental.
person eater and I'm here arguing with you, right? What kind of arguments are you going to give me if I just say like I just don't care, right? Why would I care, right? What is it about these
here's the
humans,
argument.
right, that makes it I couldn't use on you for the animals?
I am also a human. I don't like that you're eating humans.
Are you a mentally
you
disabled
could eat
human?
me.
I mean,
Therefore,
yeah,
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, I'm just asking you. Are you a mentally disabled human?
Oh
Yes.
Okay, arguable, but I'm a mammal, right? And you're eating mammals, right? I just like these are clearly both things that the grouping that I'm putting them into is going to be outside of the groups that either of us are a part of. We think, right? So what is it about the mammals that makes it okay to eat, despite the fact that me and you are both mammals? But I couldn't use the same argument for people who are like intellectually disabled. Like they're humans, right? You're a human, right? I'm a mammal. You eat mammals. What's wrong about what I'm doing?
Not all mammals can kill me as easily as humans.
Not all animals can kill you as easily. Not people who are
Mammals.
intellectually disabled.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna have a hard time killing you, like the
Yeah.
disabled people. Not
Yeah,
even only
disabled people
intellectually
are actually-
disabled people, like physically disabled people are also
Yeah,
gonna have a real hard
except
time killing me.
the government will kill me if I kill them. So-
Okay, why? What if I come from a country that
Government
doesn't
protects
happen?
them. If you go to a government or country,
No, let's
where
imagine I'm
the
coming from a
government
country where that
doesn't
doesn't happen, where we just eat the mentally disabled. Right? This is the hypothetical I gave you earlier. You forgot about. That was the one we were operating in, right? I'm from this like
Yeah.
society where we just eat the mentally disabled. How are you going to compel me not to? What's the argument you can give me?
In my country, we kill people like you. And
Okay, I'm not from your
I
country.
find
I don't give a fuck. From my country, we kill people who
Okay.
eat, we kill people who eat pigs because we really love pigs.
Then let's wage war. Let's fucking do it. Might make
So your argument is just you don't have one.
Yeah, like we
my
should just wage
argument
war
is
against
that
each
it
other.
would
Whoever's
come
got the
down
best guns
to,
is the best moral system.
competing ethical systems, and really the only way to resolve that is through force. So
That's not true. Sorry,
Yeah.
do you have a counter argument to stance independent reasons?
there. I mean, it's a completely arbitrary reason. In our country, we can
No, that's
say
the
that,
actually
well,
that's the
they're
opposite
humans,
of what
so-
that is. It's the one reason that wouldn't be arbitrary. That's what a stance independent reason would be. All of
The
your
one
reasons are
reason it
arbitrary,
wouldn't be
right? So if you say all of your reasons are
I
arbitrary,
believe all morals are arbitrary.
okay, you said you believe this, right? I'm asking you to give me the argument against moral realism.
I don't give a shit about moral realism. I don't even know what that is. I'm not a
You
philosopher.
made the
You
Yeah,
literally
you made
just
the
said, "Don't
claim-
you think morals are all subjective?" And I said, "I think they're objective, like they're moral
Correct.
realism." That's moral
Oh.
realism. Moral realism is that there are objective, that there are moral facts, and there are true moral facts. I believe the third part of it. What's the third part of it? There stands independently true moral facts.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So they're not like subjectivism would have true moral facts, but they would be just about your dispositions and your feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of all derived from how people feel. I mean,
Whoa, it's derived
the
from how people
framework
feel?
is it's easiest to justify myself being happy if I make everybody else happy in the process.
It's easy to justify yourself being happy if you make other people happy in the process.
There are a lot of things that you could do that would they would make you happy, right? But they're clearly bad things, I think you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but that's why we construct a framework that everybody can agree to. And
But
then
everyone
makes
can't
it
agree
easiest
to
for
it.
everybody to be happy, but specifically me, so I ascribe to it.
So what I'm telling you, I'm asking you for an argument against moral realism, because you said it's the case they all boil down to subjective opinions, right? They're just feelings. If that's what morals are, they're just people's feelings. What's the reason for that? Why do you think that's true? I gave you an
Because there's
example earlier about
nothing to
deliberation.
base it on. There's no commandments that says that thou shalt not murder.
Do you think there are things that are irrational to do?
I
even
mean,
if you'd like
there
to do
are
them?
there are commandments that say that.
Yeah, there are actually. in fact, it's kinda like
That's
it's
one of the most
them.
well-known ones,
Yeah, I
actually.
think it's kind of like the main one.
I mean, no physical commandments,
No.
not fairy tales from the desert.
What I asked you was
base, let's go.
true. Fedora tip. Isaac
My fedora has
really
been
good.
tipped.
You
can't see
Isaac
it, but I'm
just
tipping my
reached over to
fedora.
tip Bunk's fedora on their behalf.
Let's
Isaac,
go.
Isaac, I need you to. What I need you to do is like I just need you to give me the argument against moral realism. So here's a way, right? We can talk about it. So if I were to say that there are things that you might want to do, but for you to do them, they would be irrational for you to do. Do we agree with that?
Sure.
Okay. So like if we imagine that you just didn't give a fuck about it didn't give a fuck about if you were going to be tortured or not like a week from now, right? We just didn't care about that at all.
Like, I offered you a candy bar, and in exchange, you had to be tortured a week from now. Next
Tuesday, maybe.
next Tuesday. Arbitrary date we're just choosing out of random nowhere.
Okay, well,
And you
do it.
you
How
think
good
it
is
would
the
be
candy?
irrational though to like choose like, oh yeah, I would like that candy bar, right? Like that would be an irrational thing if you didn't want to be tortured, but arbitrarily you just didn't want to be tortured, except for you don't really care what happens on Tuesday.
Oh, is it that the future Thursday arc? Tuesday or Thursday arc?
The Tuesday, Moxie.
Oh, okay.
Thursday is about how do you know that everything wasn't made up last
Bunk is like,
Thursday?
you know, Tuesday for no reason in particular, and then Moxie's like, wait, is
Wait, is
this
this
the Thursday argument?
Is
I
the
love that.
Thursday argument?
But no, Isaac. What's the answer to Bunk's question, right? Like, where are there things that are irrational to do even if you'd like to do them?
Is actually, if you define everything that is rational as an action which increases your happiness overall and leads to the best outcome for your happiness, then no, there is no rational
What if
action
it?
like that.
So what I'm asked, what if it was the case that I preferred to do something right now that wouldn't lead to my happiness overall? Would that
well,
be
then
rational?
that
to
would
do
be
it?
an irrational decision.
Okay, so you have some standard for irrationality other than just my own preferences. I could have a desire, and you would say it's an
Well, my
irrational
preference
desire.
is to choose the path that maximizes my happiness.
That's your preference, right? What if somebody didn't have that preference? Could they have an irrational preference? Could I prefer to beat myself with
Yeah.
a bat, even though it wouldn't make me feel very good?
Yeah, that would be irrational.
That would be irrational, right? So
But when I ask somebody else to beat me with a paddle, then that's not okay. That's
Whoa,
insane extreme.
whoa.
Okay. Okay, I see how it is here. Gotcha.
What?
I said nothing. I don't know
okay.
what I don't know what you're referring to.
All right, so Isaac,
I'm an innocent person.
real Bunk.
You're an
done no wrong.
incel. That's what you are.
True. I am
Whoa.
an incel.
Like Isaac. Since you agree there are things that are irrational to do outside of your preferences, that means you think that there are reasons, right, other than just what you prefer.
There are rational decisions outside of my preferences.
Yeah, which means that there are things that are rational or irrational to find outside of just your preferences. So, for example, I can prefer stuff to do something, and you can think it's irrational. Here's another example, right? This one's really simple. Let's imagine that I would prefer pizza to cake, right? I'd prefer cake to celery, and I'd prefer celery to pizza, right? So there's A is greater than B is greater than C, and then it wraps back around. C is greater than A, like rock, paper, scissors style preferences, right? A is greater than
Okay.
B is greater than C is greater than A. That's going to be the preferences here. That's irrational, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's irrational even if you want that. So then there's
Sure.
perfect. And there's some standard for rationality outside of just your preferences, right?
This outside standard for rationality is derived from your preferences, though.
No, it isn't.
Yes.
What I just explained to you is that it is not. It can be. There's an outside
My
standard for
preference
rationality.
is to maximize happiness, so
To maximize aggregate happiness or your happiness?
aggregate.
Aggregate. So you're just a
Well,
utilitarian.
it's easiest to maximize
Wait,
my
you-
own happiness by promising aggregate happiness.
Yeah. So you don't care about that then. You just pretend to care about that so that you can like do good for yourself. Really, what you care about is just what's good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are cases, right, where things that can be, even to yourself, they can be irrational, even if it's just your preferences. Do you think that the
well,
Future Tuesday example, it just introduces, like, the reason that Bunk brings it up is because that introduces some issue with it being arbitrary, right? If fundamentally, you're not just basing things on, like, something, and they're just based on complete arbitrarity, they're just totally random.
Well, if I do take the candy bar and then get tortured, my aggregate or my total happiness
Yes.
is going to be lower at Tuesday.
Yes.
So then that would be the rational choice.
Yes. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Right? So you just, yeah.
Yeah, the
whole
rational
point-
choice isn't just what you want
And
to do.
and
That's the point.
and it's also my preference. My preference is to take the choice that leads to most happiness.
Well, no,
That's
your
your-
preference in this scenario would actually just be to take the choice that would lead to most happiness, barring Tuesday. right? Tuesday is not considered. A future Tuesday is not ever considered.
Exactly. Let's imagine that you don't like. I'll just run Future Tuesday in like the standard form, right? Let's imagine that it's the case that you're there's like a wacky guy out there. He's some wacky guy. His name is totally not Isaac, right? He's different. He's totally different than you. He says that on future Tuesdays, he doesn't care about what happens to him. He doesn't care about the pain or suffering at all. On current Tuesdays, he does. Right? Once Tuesday rolls around and it goes from being a future Tuesday to a current Tuesday, now he cares about it. When he plans his actions, he only plans to maximize his well-being on days that aren't future Tuesdays, i.e. current Tuesdays and any day that's not Tuesday, right? So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the future, or just any day this today, right? Those are what he cares about. He doesn't give a fuck about future Tuesdays. So when he's planning his action, he chooses on a future Tuesday to go to Gitmo so he can get a candy bar today. He's going to Guantanamo Bay to get tortured.
Okay.
Right? Is he being irrational?
Well, if he doesn't consider Tuesday, then that's irrational. Yes, because
Perfect.
the-
Because
Yeah,
it's
so-
arbitrary.
it's not because it's arbitrary. It's because he's not considering Tuesday.
What?
Wait, why is not considering Tuesday irrational?
Because
Because
you're
it's
going to
Tuesday.
experience Tuesday, and it's going to decrease your happiness.
Why does that matter?
Yeah,
Because that's
like I
the
just don't care
entire-
about it. Like I just don't.
Okay, then it's rational to. It's
no, but I
irrational
just
to
don't care about
disregard
future
Tuesday, but
Tuesday.
it's not irrational if you're already disregarding Tuesday to take the candy bar.
What?
Wait, so it's irrational, but it's not?
That's what you're trying to say. It's irrational to
I think it's- I
disregard
think it's
Tuesday in the
irrational.
first place. But if you're already operating under the
No, I'm
complete disregard of the future, then yes, it is completely rational.
no, I think
to
it's
take the
irrational
candy bar.
to take the candy bar. I think that's irrational.
Yeah, but
I also think
if
it's
you're
irrational to
disregarding
disregard
Tuesday,
future
then it is
Tuesdays.
rational.
No, it's not. It's not rational. I don't think it's rational to take a candy bar to get tortured. I think that's an irrational action that you shouldn't do.
I think it too, but I'm considering Tuesday. If you didn't consider Tuesday, then you would think it rational.
But is it rational? Not if do I think it's rational? Is it rational?
As a whole, no,
Why is it not as rational as a whole?
because they're disregarding Tuesday.
Okay. Why is disregarding Tuesday rational?
Because it is going to be experienced and going to decrease their happiness once it happens.
It's going to be experienced, but why is disregarding it rational?
Because it should be considered since
Why-
it's going to affect their happiness.
Why should it be considered?
Because it's going to affect their happiness.
Yeah, it's
Why
going to
does that
affect
work
their
the
happiness.
same?
They just don't care.
Because they're going to
Future
experience
Tuesday
it and be
happiness.
tortured.
This is looping. It's a circular
Yes,
argument.
because he
Isaac.
doesn't art.
Isaac, it's a
he
circular
does-
argument. You're making an obviously circular argument.
I'm not the one saying, oh, well, if you think it's irrational, then why do you need to consider Tuesday?
Yes, you are being asked the question. Oh, yeah, you are not the person saying that. I'm glad you've realized. I don't know why. I don't know why you thought to bring that up. You're instead of that, you're the person who's looping around in a circular argument. You are making a circular argument. You're saying you ought to consider it because it will affect you, and you ought to consider what affects you because you'll experience it. This is just a circle.
And you ought to
When I ask
consider
you
you'll
why,
experience
you
it
say
because it
because
affects
it
you.
affects
You ought
you.
to consider it because it it will affect happiness.
You did it again.
Yeah, it'll affect happiness because you'll experience it, and you'll experience it, and it'll affect happiness when you experience it. And because you'll experience it, you're gonna feel it, and that's because you're gonna experience it. Yeah.
Bunk, I'm gonna run self for duck. I was gonna blow his mind. It's gonna demolish.
Go for it, Simp.
Yeah, it's gonna
Oh my
blow
God.
his
By the way,
fucking-
most of this call is gonna be cut out. I think
Is
in
he
the
on?
final VOD because this is a very long call. I'm gonna upload
yeah,
this
super
independently. I'm gonna upload this.
Wait, is he not here right now?
Chase. What do you say, Phoenix?
Is he not right here right now? Is there a
that's the
pause in the debate?
basic- Wait,
No,
wait.
that's not what we're
It's
saying.
not circular. That's the base of the
Isaac.
worldview.
Isaac, what I want to know from you, right? What is it that makes you you over time?
What is
Is
it
it
that
the
makes
cells
me
that make
over
you up?
time?
Is it the atoms in your body that make you up? Is it the atoms that replace themselves every year? Is it the memories that you have that you oftentimes forget? What is it that makes you you over time?
It's the fact that I'm still looking through the same eyes. Like,
what is that? What are
I'm
you
given the
doing?
choice.
I'm looking through the same eyes. So if we swapped eyes, I'd become you and you'd become me.
Well, if
That is
you
actually the
switch the
craziest answer I've
memories
ever
and
heard to self-reduction.
cognitive
Most people will be like,
abilities
"Oh,
with
it's
it,
your
yeah.
memories. It's like some, like some continuum of consciousness." You just went with fucking. It's your eyeballs.
Well, I'm trying to. I don't literally mean eyeballs, but I mean like your conscious experience is still coming from the same person, and you still have the same memories, and you still have the same
That's
cognitive
just gonna beg the
ability.
question.
And
What
you're
does it
in the
make-
hot
you
seat
just-
when it
yeah,
comes
yeah,
to the
hold on,
choices.
Isaac, buddy. I asked you what makes you the same person, and you said when you're the same person. When your eyes are the same persons, when you have the same person's conscious experience. I'm asking you what makes you the same person over time.
Same person over time. I guess there's not really anything.
I agree. So I completely agree. There's no good reason why you should prefer your future self over anyone else's future self. You should be totally ambivalent about who you care about. So there is objectivity to morals. That's just
But
objectively.
I'm wagering that
you
I'll
should
be in the same place.
You would be wagering.
I'm
wrong,
wagering
I
that I'll
assume,
have the
moving.
same experience because I've had the same experience. I don't think I'll suddenly just disappear.
What? You're not having the same experience. No, you're not. You're just confused if you think so. Do you remember what it's like to be a baby? Are you currently
Snippets?
experiencing being a baby?
No.
Okay, then you're not having the same experience.
But I know it. Well, actually, I don't know if it's the same consciousness, but I can wager.
What is it?
don't know
What
if
makes
it
your
is-
consciousness the same consciousness over time?
Nothing. Well, actually,
That's what I'm. That's
it's
my
hard.
point.
It's hard to
Nothing.
say what makes the same consciousness.
There's nothing. You don't
All I
have
know is that
anything.
I'm
You're not pointing to a deeper
currently
fact.
here and I have certain memories, and I'm willing to wager that I will be there. And
If
if
I
I'm
had your
wrong,
memories,
then
would I become
whoever's
you?
there will take blame. But I think it's going to be me. So
If I had your
act
memories, would I
rationally.
become you, Isaac?
Yeah.
If I had your memories, I'd become you.
Well, not just my memories, but if we switch consciousness and like body, then yes, it
No,
would be me.
just your memories, right? I'm asking you what makes it the same consciousness over time. You
Just
chose
my
your
memories, no.
Cool. Then it's not your memories that make you conscious, or that makes it the same consciousness over time. Because if I had your memories, I wouldn't be your consciousness.
I wasn't arguing for that. I was
Yeah,
saying
you did. You just forgot what
pretty
you were
much
arguing
everything
again.
along with it.
You just forgot. You
I
it
did
again.
not
That's
forget what I was
you have-
arguing. I'm
you have
saying that there
amnesia.
is a
There, wait,
continuous
Isaac, you
existence
can't say memories
here.
because you can't remember shit.
True.
Okay. I don't know.
I said
I've
memories,
called him for
cognitive
long enough.
ability, and body.
Isaac, do you want to get the last word in here, and then if anyone else wants to hop in, they can. Otherwise, I'm kind of like, I feel like I've gotten everything I can.
I never said the memories were the sole thing that causes someone to be the same person. I said memories, cognitive ability, and body, because that's the only thing we know to actually
wild.
define who you are currently.
Okay, that's wild. Because all those change over time. But I don't know. I enjoyed the conversation, Isaac. It doesn't sound like anybody else wants to jump in. I guess they can say so if they do now.